Hi everyone, Brady Joker here, and welcome to the review. Today I'm going to be reviewing Killers of the Flower Moon, which was released to theaters a couple of days ago, and I got the pleasure of seeing it opening night. My first and foremost of thoughts is, oh my god. I first want to just talk about this movie is an absolute beast. 3.5 hours long. And that's where, most of the criticism is with this movie, at least that I've seen. Most people are like, oh, it's 3 hours long. It's too long. I have the attention span of a rat. I'm just kidding. If you think it's too long, that's totally fair. It is really long, but for me, I was absolutely invested and just so entranced at what Scorsese was doing with this movie. I can't remember her name, but the lady who does the editing for this movie, you are phenomenal. One of the best editors out there right now, I think. This movie is so well edited. It's so tight. Each scene transitions well into the next. Each scene feels important. It leaves you wondering what's coming next. It's great. The writing of this movie is, it's obviously phenomenal. I don't got to get into the writing and the cinematography. It's all just up to par with, some of the best of the year. And, before I even, continue, I guess I should explain what this movie is even about. I was just so quick to write off of how phenomenal the other things about this movie is. If you don't know by now, The Killers of the Flower Moon is about the Osage tribe that just randomly started getting murdered for some oil that was discovered on their land. So they were basically just getting killed for money by this group of white men. Another criticism that I see a lot about towards this movie, which is totally a fair criticism. This is a lot better of a criticism than the runtime, in my opinion. But this movie does kind of have a lack of the Osage tribe perspective. While yes, you do get glimpses and kind of few scenes scattered around of the Osage perspective, it's just not as thorough as I think it could have been. I kind of wish we had a little bit more of their perspective instead of just, Leo's and De Niro's, but what are you gonna do? And speaking of Leo, yeah, the dude was great. I'm seeing a couple criticisms towards his performance where they're saying he wasn't that good, and I'm just like, what? Did you even watch the movie? I will say his facial expression is the exact same the whole movie. It's essentially just this emoji the entire movie. That's his face. It is kind of feeling a little samey with the rest of his performances, though, how you take this dude at the beginning of the movie, he's a well-off guy, he's pretty happy, and then he starts to deteriorate into madness later. And there's many movies where Leo kind of does that at this point, so, yeah. But if we're going to talk about performances, we obviously have to talk about Lily Gladstone. Oh my god. Standout performance? Yeah, probably. Oscar-worthy? Yeah, definitely. Look, this performance just had me messed up, man. Her performance is so raw. It's so devastating. It's just very depressing. Because again, kind of like Leo, she starts out very, very, such a innocent person. She's insanely wholesome. She has this fun sense of personality to her. She's a fun person to watch in the first act, and then of course as you start to watch all of these tragedies happen, her personality just starts to kind of dwindle into nothing, where it's just like she's crying all the time, and it's just like, oh man, this is so devastating. She used to be this lucky-go-happy person who was always, sarcastic and fun and funny, and now she's this broken human being, and it's just so interesting to watch her decline into depression and just utter madness at that point. Another standout, obviously, De Niro was phenomenal. I feel like saying De Niro is good in a movie is kind of just a given at this point. The dude has produced literally, countless classic performances. It's kind of insane how phenomenal this man is at acting, and he definitely doesn't let up here. I love how in the movie you kind of battle with him. He kind of manipulates you himself while you're watching. It's like, is he good? Is yeah, he's obviously being really mean and evil, but to what degree of evilness is De Niro in this movie? To which you definitely find out some things later. Not going to get into spoilers, but yep. Look, you guys know I liked Oppenheimer. I thought it was great. But I think this movie is more important. I don't know. I feel like this was just such a big story that I think people needed to know about, and it needed to be told. And there was no other man that could have done it as well as Scorsese did. The ending is also just absolutely fantastic. It does it in kind of in a way that you might think it's like he's cheating you out of a good ending, but like, no, the way it's done just feels so authentic and real and perfect. The score is another thing I want to mention. Yeah, it's incredible. That's all I have to say. It was incredible. I mean, the score was beautiful. All right, it really just set the mood in a lot of different scenes. It was really expertly put in, very well designed as well. Loved it. So again, maybe other than like the first 20 minutes, this thing flies by in my opinion. I barely even noticed it was like 3.5 hours. I went to the bathroom in the middle of the movie and I checked my phone in the bathroom and I was like, oh my God, we're like 2.5 hours in. I feel like we're like an hour and a half in right now. Movie flew by in my opinion. I pretty much loved this movie from beginning to end. And I think it's one of Scorsese's most important, it's definitely his most important work that I've seen, and it's one of his best movies that I have seen, which I haven't seen as many as I wish, but I'm getting there. Be patient. So yeah, this movie is important, it's real, it's depressing, but also beautiful at the same time. It has themes, it's gorgeous, it sounds beautiful, it's edited perfectly. All in all, just a fantastic movie that I personally loved. Yeah, I'm feeling a decent to strong 9 on this one. Transition! Have you guys seen Killers of the Flower Moon? If you have, tell me what you think about it. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Tell me down in the comments below. And tell me what movie I should review next. Alrighty, that's about it. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, evening, or night, whenever you're watching this. Make sure to like, subscribe if you want. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!